Hello, folks. Welcome to the Gobbler Coaches Show. My partner Ray Reese and I are here with Coach Jack Alvarez. Coach, tough opening season loss last week against Lavernia. Talk a little bit about the game.
Well, just from a personal aspect, I'll tell you that might have been one of the toughest nights I've ever been in. As far as just feeling like we was a little bit. Our hands were tied at sometimes. Just because one don't feel like we quite had enough time with the kids to maybe understand some of the things we're trying to do, and that's our fault. Maybe we tried to do a little bit too much the other night. I don't know. That was a tough deal I felt for the kids. As far as just a getting started kind of deal, but looking back at the game, we didn't tackle well. I knew that early in the first quarter, and then I can promise you we've been working on tackling. We've been working on tackling, but that's got to be a point of emphasis for us. And then once we got down, we had a hard time just getting out of the hole, and then for every good thing that happened, felt like three bad things happened. But on the night, you go back and you watch the film, and I'll quote Bear Bryant. It's never as good as it seems, never as bad as it seems. So you win sometimes. Man, we're pretty good. You go back and look at the film. Oh man, we messed this up, messed that up, but you still won. Same thing in a loss. You feel really bad at the time. Then you go back and you evaluate the film. And, you definitely find things you got to work on and fix, but you also see some bright spots. And, man, if we just got this block, if we took a better angle, or if we, there's a bunch of ifs and buts, and try to take all them ifs or buts and get them fixed through the week. And, I think the kids were very humbled. I was very humbled. That was a good football team we played. I thought we had a good chance of beating them, and we did, but we just had to be a little bit more polished, a little more poised to beat a quarterback like that kid the other night. So anyway, my daughter's not down. I still think we're going to win. I think we played them again week 10 or 8 or 6 or 4 or 3 or this week. I think we'd beat them, but that's just how I always look at things. I always think as long as the clock's ticking, I think I got a chance.
You mentioned the bright spots after looking at the film. Talk a little bit about some things that excited you about Gobbler football.
Well, one, I looked. We made some plays down the field catching the ball, which, I watched every film last year. I don't know how many plays were made down the field, but it wasn't too many. We made 3 of them in the first game.
I'll attest to that from a statistician standpoint. I'm going to make up a number here, but I think in 10 games last year, we only had it might have been single-digit plays for more than 20 yards.
Yeah. So anyway, and we have a goal of 5 a game. We had 3 or 4 last week. I put it in there on the goal board, but we have a goal of having 5 20-yard plays a game. And I don't want all those always to be passing, and I don't want the kids to think we have to throw it as far as we can every time. And I think some of that happened the other night. We made a few plays down the field, so You got young-minded people on the field. Heck with my read, I'm doing this, because it worked one time or 3 times, which, they start sagging on you. You got to be able to take other things. But it's a learning process with our kids. But I thought that was exciting. We had some linemen play better than expected on the offensive line. Defensively, I think we're still searching and with some guys. We had some guys that they were beat up from the scrimmage the week before and didn't get as many reps through the week as they should have got. And then the other thing we're going to do, we brought up some young kids this week that hopefully is going to step in and help us where, we're not having to play 7 guys both ways. And, when I played both ways in high school, as a lot of guys do, but, when you're in a really hot game like it was the other night and things don't go your way, and then you sometimes you let that bleed over into your play and your effort on offense or defense, whichever side didn't quite pull their weight. So we're going to try to play a lot more guys one way this week, and not that they're not going to play both ways, but we're going to try to manage that way better instead of sticking them out there on a 109-degree night where we had to sit in the heat for 3 hours before the game and say let's go. So we're going to try to be a little smarter there too.
No, I found that sheet last year in 10 games. We only had 12 plays more than 20 yards in 10 games. And passing last year in 10 games, we only had 10 plays in the entire year that were more than 15 yards, and you had 4 last week.
So that's what I'm saying. We were close to our goal. The other thing that was a good trait that it's one of our goals also. We want to score the first series of each half, and we did that the other night. That's actually pretty hard to do, and I can probably tell you the amount of times I've ever lost games and done that. That's the second one I've ever lost and scored the first possession of each half. I know. I mean, that's why it's one of my.
That's key.
That is a key deal to score both times you get the ball.
Right.
So and the kids, like I said, I really like our guys. This is I think it's a good group. I think their best football is ahead of them, and I just got to stay positive with them. They got to stay positive with each other, and trust and believe in the process.
Well, tonight you face an opponent that's not unfamiliar to the Cuero Gobblers. They've been in our district. We've met them in the playoffs, and now they come to Gobbler Stadium tonight, the Wimberly Texans. Talk a little bit about what you can expect to see both offensively and defensively from the Wimberly Texans.
Well, I'll say this: that their quarterback, and I hate going there because I think this kid's pretty good. Just watching him, he's a better runner than the guy last week. He may not throw it quite as well, but he's right there. He can spread the ball around pretty good. And that's their main, and their offensive line. They got some good offensive linemen. So they got a top 300 receiver out there, and then they got a top-notch quarterback. Their running back, number 5, like I said, I'm not familiar. I know numbers from watching film. I don't necessarily know names. Number 5, their running back, he's a good player. And, I think they're way better on offense than they are on defense. But in saying that, these guys are going to get off the ball way better than anybody we've seen as far as the defensive front. They're penetrating type defensive line, and they don't care if I was empty 3x2 on each side. It don't matter. They're still going to play with 7 and 8 people, so they're going to depend on their secondary to play a bunch of man against us. And they're going to try to disrupt what we're trying to do, whether it's running or throwing. And I'm telling you now, they kind of like last week, I thought they did some pretty unsound stuff to us in the secondary. We just couldn't capitalize on it all the time. And I think there's going to be a lot of the same type looks tonight, except these guys are going to bring a lot more pressure at us.
Ray, last year the quarterback that they had, phenomenal.
Right.
He graduated, right?
He graduated.
So this kid you're talking about is pretty good too, huh?
Yes, I don't know what kind of recruiting budget. That's a joke. That's a joke. I don't know what they have going on down there. Maybe it's just a quarterback factory, but this kid is he's pretty good. He's not as good as the guy last week, but he is a way better runner. And they do run the tunnel screen. They do run the tunnel screen. But we've been able to get to work on that this week too.
You saw a little bit of that last week.
Right. Well, yeah.
We ran it twice. It didn't work like that. What's up?
Yeah. Ray, anything
I
you
would
want
say
to talk
just
about regarding
interestingly
Wimberly?
about Wimberly, they're one of the few teams that we've played them 12 times since '94, and as you said, many times in the playoffs. But they're one of the few teams that we're 6-6. There's not many people that can say, that they have a 500 record against Cuero, but they're a good solid program, have been for a long time. I know you bound to know. I'm drawing a blank on the head coach that was there.
Doug Warren.
Now, but no, before that, the guy that he won a state championship with him.
Helms.
It started with the H. I was gonna say Hecht, but Helms.
Weldon
Nelms.
Weldon Nelms.
I mean, they've been well coached.
Yeah.
Probably the most
years.
fun game against them was that year we played them in the playoffs in Seguin, and I mean, it was literally so foggy you couldn't see from the press box you couldn't see the stands on the other side of the field.
Well, that's just like last night. You go back and look. Every game was a one touchdown. The JV was 21-14. Had a chance to win that one. We won the JV 18-12. They got up on us 12-2. We lost. Q got ejected for making an overzealous block last night, so he was out of the game in the first quarter. That's a little. I call him Q Williams, but the kids fought back, and won, which I thought that was a great trait. The 7th and 8th graders, they scrimmaged, and it was we won the 3 of them that we got in. They were all a one score deal. So it was
two good programs.
Yes, I agree with
you. We talked a little bit about. You just mentioned it about sub-varsity. JV won, you said?
JV lost.
JV lost.
They lost by a score right at the end of the game. Had a chance to win at the end. They picked up a fumble and really they blocked a punt and how they blocked a punt and we fumbled one, so they did a scoop and score and a block a punt. So that's how we lost that game pretty much. And I'll say this with our JV, we're bringing up about 4 or 5 kids from the night. Matter of fact, I need to get you guys a new roster. So they went in there pretty depleted and still, a lot of those guys hadn't been in that position. They've been backups, but it was good to see those guys go down there and compete against a top-notch program without some of their guys.
And then the freshmen, you said they did win?
The freshmen came back and won 18-12. So after they got up on us 12-2 in the first quarter. We shut them down pretty good.
And the 7th and 8th grade was a scrimmage type situation.
It was a scrimmage type situation, yes, sir. What we did, it takes so long with those little old guys, like just getting plays in. We went 12. We gave each school 12 plays, and then we put the ball in the red zone and let them have I think it was 8 plays down there. So each team got about 20 plays in, and then we had a lightning delay from that thing lasted from about 7:05 to we hung in here to about 8:30. Their coach said that they didn't want to stay after 8:30. So once we saw it was going to be past 8:30, we let them go home.
Good deal.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I parked across the road and watched 15 or 20 minutes of it, and I said, this has got to be a scrimmage because they keep, the chains are moving, and, you can tell pretty quick. But no, I think that's good for the first game for junior high kids, especially 7th grade.
Well, I think so too. Next week, while we got our listeners on here, next week with the Yoakum, they have not been in school enough days they're behind. They're way behind us because of how they've been practicing over there. And I talked to Bo the other day. He said that he wants to scrimmage their teams too. So we're going to get 2 scrimmages in with our crew, which is going to be good for district and allows us to be on the field. Especially since you think it's new to the juniors and seniors, it's really new to 7th and 8th graders.
Man. Oh,
and sure. I had a great time last night. One situation last night happened down on the little I think it was the 7th grade A team. They go down there and we get in the red zone and they're fixing to go up 2 scores on us, and we were going to get a chance to get the ball back to beat them pretty much if we got a stop down there. And they had the ball on about the 3-yard line. We go 4 downs and get them out and then go score. And they had their pooch lip after that. But it was we felt like we got the win. So the kids come out of it with some confidence.
Good deal. Coach, talk a little bit about what's going on with Gobbler Athletics.
Well, cross country. Hopefully they're going to get a meet in this week. They ran on Wednesday. I know they ran on Wednesday.
Pleasanton.
Yeah, but they ran on Wednesday in Pleasanton. I really didn't. She didn't send me any results. I've got to do a better job on making sure she's getting results to me.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm gonna say we ran in Pleasanton on Wednesday. Well, we ran cross country. Ran at Pleasanton on Wednesday. Didn't get a whole lot of results, but I talked to Coach Rickman, and she was real proud of the kids. Said most all the times it came down, and really striving to make a run when we get to the district meet. Volleyball, they got a big win this week. I think they're 5-2 now, and I'm telling you, just looking at those girls. I watched a little bit of practice the other day from the window. I don't necessarily go in there and watch a whole lot, but man, they are impressive jumping, and it looks like we're getting the ball, putting it down pretty good. And I keep telling Coach Limley, I want some T-shirts made called Smash Mouth Volleyball. I'm starting to put pressure on because the word's starting to get out a little bit that we are a Smash Mouth Volleyball team. We want to. I love seeing those girls, especially the big old tall girls, block them and then get good sets and put the ball down in a hurry. So a lot of fun to watch.
They play Weimer tonight in the Roost, and then tomorrow Bernie comes to town.
Yeah. Well,
Y'all beat Yoakum?
Beat Yoakum in 4 sets.
So I know you beat Marion. So okay, I'm just keeping track here.
That's 5-2 if I got it right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're right.
I keep up with it. I tell you what, I've been impressed with her so far. Anytime they play, I always get a little report, and she'll brag on a couple kids here and there. So she's, I think if we can keep her going here, I think she's got a chance to build her a solid volleyball program.
Yes, sir. Coach, last thing, we talked about it last week, but I listened to the coaches show the other night in the press box, and I think they cut us off to where they didn't hear the last of our report. So talk a little bit about you have quite a few new coaches on your staff. Kind of run through them and talk about how good they are.
Okay, well, I tell you what, we stole Coach Michael Blanc. He's going to be our head basketball coach, and his dad is actually going to be one of his assistants, and I think that's going to be a big boost for our basketball program. I think he'll get it going here. They're able to run a full off season right now and get those kids excited that don't play football about a basketball season. But the thing about Michael people don't know is he's also been a defensive coordinator, and he loves football. Right now he's coaching our safeties and our secondary. Another one of our new guys, Coach Adam Arroyo. He's a local legend. I've heard of Adam Arroyo before I really knew much about Cuero Gobbler football, but he's coaching the offensive line for us. He does a really good job. And the other thing great about Adam, he knows a lot of the backstory on a lot of these kids, and that's helped us a ton as far as just helping me manage some of the new guys and understanding some of the local sometimes problems and sometimes good things, that he can help me with. Coach Thomas, Isaac Thomas, he's my video guy. He's my tech. He's very techie for us. He does a lot of our graphics and things like that. But he's my D-line coach. He played at North Texas. He was with me at Coppers Cove. He is a really, really good one. I also hired Byron Jones. He was the head coach over at St. Joe's. Actually, he had a chance to get another pretty good job, and he said, "Coach, I would come to Cuero if you offered me a job." So I got him in here also. He's helping us with our receivers, and then I'm going down the line. I got a couple of young guys that we're able to hire. Isaiah Santos, he played offensive line for me. He played a little college football too, but he played for me in Ennis on my state semifinalist team. And then Trey Sprague, he's helping in the secondary. He came from Incarnate Word. He was a GA over there. And then Jake Willingham, he's our quarterbacks coach, and he was actually with Coach Dracos last year. So we feel like we put together a good group of guys, great mixture. We got as far as just experience and then youth, and I think we brought some energy to the program that maybe will spark these kids.
Ray, you have anything else?
Yeah, no, I think it may be the only time, going back to stats, opening game, scored 21 points and never punt. I don't know that I've ever seen a deal where it was like you said, there's a whole lot of positive there. I'm always a glass half full guy.
Well, I can tell you,
never punted.
Three of those.
Well, you tried to once and he snapped it over his head.
That's what I was going to say. We had one snapped over head. We had a fumble, and then Then we had our little 4th and 2 debacle, which, again, I go back to that, my fault for maybe not explaining it well enough what we wanted to get done right there. I'll take complete responsibility for that. But then after you're down, 3 or 4 scores, and you're on their side of the field, why not?
Right. Oh, sure.
Why not?
Exactly.
Why not?
Exactly.
Why not? So, I've managed a bunch of games in my time. I hadn't managed too many games from, and the only way you're going to come back in a situation like that is take some chances.
Oh, sure.
And hopefully the kids understand I will take a risk, and most of the time because I'm taking a risk, it's because I believe that they can get it done.
Sure.
It's not because I'm just
a gambler.
Yeah.
Well, on the 4th and 2 that you're talking about, if you go back and listen, at least from our perspective, we said it was the right call. At that point, you were already down 28-7, and you hadn't stopped them, and you got to stay in it. I think it was definitely.
If you go back and listen to any of those in the stuff, go find some YouTube that I have been referred to as riverboat.
Okay.
I shouldn't have used that analogy when I said that.
So anyway, it's a lot of fun with me though, and most of the time when I go to rolling the dice, it's calculated, and we end up on the right side of that most of the time. So I'm trying to play the odds on most of those things, and I'm one of those guys. I've read a ton of books on, when you're in, what you get out of punting, what you get out of getting the 3, what you get out of going for it on inside the 20, and believe it or not, the statistically it says you should go for it way more on 4th and short than people do.
Yeah, I've talked about this before on coaches with coaches shows when Travis was here, but several years ago, there's some guy in Arkansas that's a high school coach, but Sports Illustrated did an article on him. He never punts. He always kicks onside, and the statistical numbers at the high school game prove it out, because you're not going to net
Well,
35 or 40 yards every time you punt the ball.
That's exactly right. And the deal is, the stats say the pros should do it too, but
Right.
they don't. The analysts don't help them out much.
That's true. That is true.
Especially hey, I've been the same analyst. I've got a recliner and I watch the games. I sometimes don't completely agree with everyone, but hey, that's the fun of the sport.
No,
And if people didn't get upset and weren't passionate about it, guess what? They wouldn't care. It wouldn't be as good a game.
Well, Coach, thank you for meeting with us this morning, and good luck tonight against the Wimberly Texans.
All right, thank you guys.
See you there.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Gobbler Stadium. Cuero's home opener tonight against the Wimberly Texans. Wimberly's coming off a victory last week against Canyon Lake, and the Cuero Gobblers suffered their opening game loss last week to Lavernia. Ray, kind of boils down to just the basics, like Coach Alvarez said on the coaches show. We got to tackle.
Right, yeah, that was the main point of emphasis, I believe, after last week's game. Again, a strange game if you didn't watch last week. Statistically, anyway, 55-21, yet we never punted. So way too many not conversions on fourth downs and 2 turnovers, and basically in a high school game nowadays, you get the ball about 10 times a game, and when you don't do something with it when the other team's scoring, you find yourself in trouble. Wimberly may be on paper. Maybe I shouldn't say on paper. Maybe literally, they may be a better ball club than Bernie is.
They have some weapons. They have the wide receiver number 9, Christian Marshall, who's a highly recruited wide receiver, and then they got number 5, Moses Ray, a junior, folks. And this kid is huge. He'll run over you. Luckily, the Gobblers contained him last year to some extent and pulled the victory out. But this kid's got the size. He's got the whole package, Ray.
Yeah, and we talked about this last week, too. If you listened last week, we were in the district with Wimberly the last 2 years. And interestingly, over the years, 12 played them 12 times, 6-6. One of the few programs that can say that, you know what I'm saying, as far as being 500 against the Gobblers. But, Cuero last year beat them here in Gobbler Stadium 34-28. And after that, Wimberly rolled off 5 straight wins to go all the way to the state finals, and they got beat in the finals by Pleasant Grove, who we beat in the finals in 18.
Yep.
So in any event,
you got to think Wimberly's coming back to Gobbler Stadium this year with a little revenge factor on their mind.
I would think so.
Folks, we're gonna not talk while the national anthem is played.
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now our invocation.
Please bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, before the players take the field tonight, we want to thank you for allowing us to come together during these difficult times. Thank you to administration, coaches, staff, referees, parents, and the community for giving us the opportunity to participate in a sport that means so much to all of us. Watch over all the players, keeping them safe and injury-free. May they play a fair game and show sportsmanship on and off the field. Please keep everyone safe as they travel home after the game. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
All right, folks, we're back. Fixing to have the coin toss. The coin toss that's already been predetermined. We'll tell you all what that is in a minute. Gobblers come out in all green with white helmets, white numbers. Wimberly Texans are in all white with blue helmets and blue and red numbers.
At least the numbers won't be difficult to figure out tonight. Sometimes the color combinations and the font, if you will, of the number makes it difficult, but the blue on the white and the white on the green is not difficult to see.
All right, Ray, call this coin toss.
Wimberly won the toss, and they're going to take the ball, defend the north goal. Cuero will defend the south goal and kick.
All right, so that brings us to our kickoff sponsor, which is RNC Insurance. We appreciate RNC for their sponsorship on the Gobbler kickoff. Wimberly brought a lot of people. If you can see that on your screen, Wimberly brought a pretty good amount of fans, Ray.
Yeah, I'm pleased with the Cuero crowd. I had no idea what to expect, with the situation that we find ourselves in these days. But I think a pretty good crowd for all things considering on both sides.
Gobbler's going to start out on defense. Starting lineup for the Gobbler defense is at end, Javon Williams. At nose guard, Charles DeRuin. At tackle, Raiden Rivera. At rush in, Bo Fournette. Sam linebacker, Javen Mendiola. Mike linebacker, Jackson Hardwick. At will linebacker, Kalen Malandrakis. The corners are Deverick Mathis and Kevin Smith. Your free safety is J.D. Nataro. And your safety is Xavier Durham. Deep for the Texans is going to be number 6, Jackson Watts.
Bo Fournette will do the kicking for the Gobblers tonight. He had a pretty good kicking game last week, Clay.
Yeah, he did. Jackson Watts and Juan Almedo are deep for the Texans. Gobblers looking for their first win of the season. Coach Alvarez looking for his first win as a Gobbler head coach. Fixing to get this thing going, folks. Kick to the right side of the field, fielded by the Texans at about the 23-yard line. Good coverage there by the Gobblers. Flag on the play.
Get a block in the back too, so they'll get the ball back inside the 15.
J.D. Nataro on the tackle, along with Tyson Williams and 29.
J.D. Nataro and Tyson Williams made that tackle. It is a block in the back against the Texans, so that'll move them back some more. Quarterback for the Texans is going to be number 3, Matthew Tippy. If you heard in the coach's show, Coach Alvarez thinks this kid may run better than that Lavernia quarterback last week. He's in a shotgun formation to start this thing out. Drops straight back, is pressured, throws down the middle of the field, overthrows his intended receiver, Moses Ray. Good coverage there by Jackson Hardwick.
Almost looked like it was going to be a screen, Clay. Kind of like
hesitated.
hesitated like they were giving ground, but they were trying to let the back get out of the backfield. He is a big kid to be a running back. Number 5.
Yep.
Moses Ray.
Texans go with the no huddle offense.
Oh, there was
a penalty on the play.
on the play. Okay.
We didn't see
I
that.
didn't
Yeah, there's
see
the
that.
flag right
Oh,
there.
it's way over here on this side.
All right.
Texans bring up first
Holding, so that'll push him back.
Half the distance.
Half
They
the
went
distance.
half the distance to the goal.
So they'll start this this next play from the 6-yard line. Hands off to Ray up the middle, big hole. Takes it out to about the 20. So he got the majority of that yardage back. Going to bring up second and manageable.
tackled by 4 Xavier Durham.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 22-yard line. Second and 2. Big offensive line. If you can't see that on your screen, folks, they got a big offensive line. We can see it up here. And now we have Laundry on the field again.
They're going to call motion on the. That's interesting. The side judge way back here in the back is going to.
Yeah, that's what
No
say.
flag. I'll say no flag.
Yeah, that's what say. They may pick this thing up.
I think he did it. Maybe one of. It looks like Kevin Smith may have had an equipment malfunction that they wanted to get fixed.
You're exactly right, because I didn't see no wide receivers jumped out here. Low snap. Tippy handles it, keeps it himself, gets dropped for a loss. Charles Deruin got to the quarterback to drop him for a loss, brings up 3rd and 8. So nice defensive play there by Deruin.
Bring up 3rd and 8 after the loss of 5.
Bo Fournette comes off the field. Looks like he may be a little shaken up. In comes LeBron Johnson at that rush end. Ball is aired out down the field, wide open, caught by the Texans. Number 9, Christian Marshall, the wide receiver that Coach Alvarez alluded to in the coaching show. He is a good one. He's got some speed. He can catch the ball. And that play went for
83 yards and a touchdown.
83 yards and a touchdown. So the Wimberly Texans strike first as they set up for the extra point. And the kick is good. With 9:46 left to go in the first quarter, that brings the score to Wimberly 7, Cuero nothing. You know, Ray, the defender was beat by a step maybe. So I mean, so he had fairly good coverage, but when Tippy lays that thing out, you know, and Marshall runs under it, it's to the house.
Yeah. Right on the money. I thought maybe the defender might have had a chance to tackle him, but he kind of lost his balance and stumbled. By then there was too much separation. But kind of a very disjointed first series, you know. you had a penalty on the kickoff, a holding penalty half the distance on first down, a big 15-yard run, a quarterback sack, and then an 83-yard touchdown.
A little bit of everything there.
A little bit of everything.
Deep for the Gobblers is going to be Justice Belvin. Kevin Smith, and I think Tyson Williams, if he'll turn toward this way. Yep. Tyson Williams back there with Belvin and Smith. Good high kick fielded by Smith at the 5-yard line as he's going backwards. He tries to stretch it and gets out to about the 7 or 8. Nice coverage there by the Texan kickoff team. That is a weapon that they have at kicker, Ray.
Is that number 4 kicked the extra point? I guess it's 4 who kicked it off. Not a very big kid. Is that who's going back?
That's
No,
it. That's
yeah,
it.
it's 4.
Gobblers start out 1st and 10.
Because he caught that ball over his shoulder at about the 3-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 8-yard line. Cuero starts their drive. Hands off to Smith over the left-hand side in a big crowd, taken down. Starters for the offense at left tackle, Charles DeRuin. Left guard, Raiden Rivera. At center, Caleb Smith. Right guard, Kyle Weghorst. Right tackle, Jonas DeLeon. The Y back is A.J. Arroyo. Wide receivers are Deverick Mathis and Xavier Durham. Running backs are Kevin Smith and Tyson Williams. And your quarterback is Brett Ellaby.
Well done, Clay.
Thank you, sir. Ellaby throws back to number 3, LeBron Johnson. He is dropped for a loss.
LeBron Johnson with the reception of the Gobblers. Christian Marshall with the tackle. 3rd down.
1 yard loss. Going to bring up 3rd and 11. Three receivers split out. Ellaby in a shotgun. Drops straight back, looks to his left, rolls to his right. Gets rid of it to A.J. Arroyo at the last second. He gets a 1st down. Great play there.
That's good play. That good poise by the quarterback to keep his eyes up, continue looking down the field.
The quarterback stretched that thing all the way to the side, drew that cornerback or that defender up, and just dumped it off to A.J. Arroyo for a big gain, 1st down.
Nice job by A.J. too. Picked up 14.
No huddle for the Gobblers here. They go straight to the line. Haven't seen that yet this year. Hands off over the left-hand side to Smith. Short gain of about 2.
Kevin Smith with the carry.
Bring up 2nd and 8.
Cole Schrager with the tackle.
J.D. Nataro comes in. Xavier Durham goes out.
If nothing else, a big 1st down just to
Get out of the shadow of
get
your
out
end
of the
zone.
shadow of the end zone and
Yep.
stem momentum for a minute.
Yep. Ellaby hands off up the middle to Tyson Williams, I believe. Yep. Short gain, going to bring up 3rd and about 7.
Tyson Williams with the carry. Walk goal and even Mike Jefferson on the tackle. 3rd down for the Gobblers.
Two receivers split out to the right, one to the left. Ellaby rolls to his right, looks downfield, throws down the sidelines. Incomplete. The intended receiver was LeBron Johnson. Good coverage there by the Wimberly Texans.
Yeah, they're basically like Coach Alvarez said, they just almost play press man coverage. I mean, there wasn't anything sophisticated about who was defending who and with that.
All right, your punter is Jackson Hardwick. Good snap. Pretty good kick. But takes the Wimberly Texan roll out of bounds in Cuero territory, about the 47-yard line. So Wimberly will take over with pretty good field position on their second drive of the night. Folks, RNC Insurance, they're located at 212 North Esplanade, Cuero, Texas. Their phone number is 361-277-9800. Stop by and see Rich Carbonara and his staff for your insurance needs. RNC Insurance is our kickoff sponsor, and we appreciate their donation to the Gobbler Booster Club.
Short field for the Texans.
Shotgun formation. Fake to the man in motion, hand off to the big running back Ray up the middle. He gains 4, takes the ball down to the Cuero 43-yard line.
Cal Malandrakis on the tackle. And Charles Verona also.
2nd and 6 for the Texans. Hands off to Ray again. Nice play there by DeRuin and DeBoard. Lucas DeBoard stopped him for a short gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 5. The Texans stay in the formation with 3 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right, and the running back lined up next to the quarterback. He rolls to his left, looks downfield, throws. Great catch there by number 6, Jackson Watts. Driven out of bounds by number 21, Deverick Mathis. First down, Texans.
He really had coverage underneath him. He just kind of basically lobbed the ball up there, and he went up and got a rebound. Defender didn't know where the ball was.
1st and 10, Wimberly from the Cuero 31-yard line. Keeper by Tippy around over the left-hand side. He breaks it out to the outside and is driven down by J.D. Nataro.
Good job by the safety getting all the way across the field.
They're going to give him a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. If you're just joining us, Wimberly Texans are up 7-0 on an 83-yard touchdown pass. They are now at the Cuero 30-yard line with 3:52 left to go in the first quarter. Quarterback runs a reverse with the wide receiver. Read great by Lucas DeBoer, dropped for a huge loss.
Not only was it a good read, it's a good open field tackle.
Yes.
How many times do you see that? Give him a limp leg and the guy dives slow, but good form. Coach Alvarez said they were going to work on tackling this week. That was one of his major disappointing areas from last week.
Texans drop for a big loss, brings up 3rd and 16. Three receivers put to the left, 1 to the right. Quarterback's pressured and is brought down for a sack by number 6, Kalen Malandrakis. Great defensive stand there by the Gobblers. They get this. Wimberly gets this thing down 1st and 10 from the Cuero 31, and now it's 4th and forever from the Cuero 47.
4th and 20, 26.
Kevin Smith is deep
And they
to take this punt.
lost 7 yards on 2nd down and 10 yards on 3rd down.
The ball, he's keeping it, running around the left-hand side. Brought down by number 26, Jackson Hardwick. Folks, almost all of the defense came up on the block and then started going down to block for the kick, and the punter saw that.
Thought he could run for it.
Thought he could run with it, had a bad snap back to him, and so that probably helped his decision, and it backfired on him. So Gobbler defense comes through, 1st and 10 from their 42-yard line. Ellaby rose to his left, pressured, reverses field, still on his feet. Now he's dropped for a loss. You know, Ray, when he reversed field, Cavan was right. He could have dumped it to Cavan out there.
Right, that's what I was thinking too.
Big loss on that play there. Brings up,
let's see, from the 42 back to the 29, that's a loss of 13. So brings up 2nd and 23.
You are correct. At least you and the scoreboard are correct.
You know, I know it's only 2nd game he's ever played quarterback, but if you're outside the pocket, just throw the ball out on the track.
Yep. Pitches it to Smith around the left-hand side. He reverses field and is dropped for a loss.
And Smith on the carry.
That's going to bring up 3rd and
34.
Daniel Stanton on the tackle.
No, 3rd and 28. I can't add 3 and 5 is 8.
That's all right. Kevin Smith hops off after that run. Looks like he hurt himself on that run.
There's absolutely, at this point, there's absolutely no movement of anybody by the offensive line. I mean, the ball is snapped, and Wimberley's defensive line is 2 yards in the backfield.
All right, so 3rd and 28. Jackson Hardwick comes in to relieve Kevin Smith. I think right here you just don't want to do anything drastic.
Drastic, yeah, I know. Draw or screen.
That's exactly exactly what they do is a little cross buck play there to Tyson Williams. He's dropped just past the line of scrimmage for a short gain. It's going to bring up 4th and long with 9 seconds left in the quarter, and it's going to tick down. And that is going to be the end of the first quarter, folks, with Wimberly leading 7-0 as the Gobblers face a 4th and 26. We'll keep it here. Engine service, truck and trailer repair, 24-hour road service, 985 U.S. Highway 87 South, Cuero, Texas. Their phone number is 361-275-9195. Need your big truck or trailer repaired? Stop by Engine Service and let Edward and his staff take care of you. Engine Service is our halftime sponsor, and we appreciate their donation to the Booster Club. Ray, can you talk and write at the same time?
Yes, sir.
What is it? What is the first quarter stats? Just a quick recap.
Well, if you took out the 83-yard pass, it's about no offense for either team. Yeah, I mean, total yardage for Wimberly, let's see, that's 20, and then minus 15, 5, 6. Wimberly's got 4 yards rushing and 2 pass completions for 94 yards.
All right, snap back to Hardwick, end over end kick. Takes a Cuero roll inside the 30, inside the 20. The Texan picks it up. He tries to reverse field, and the Gobbler defense is there to drive him back at the 15.
That's a good job by the cover team.
Great coverage.
So the ball was punted from the 26.
They're going to give him the 17, but great coverage there by the punt team.
He got no return. I mean, he picked it up at the 17. No. So 33 and 24 is 57, a 57-yard punt with no return.
All right, the Texans come straight to the line from the sidelines. They hand off to Olmedo around the right-hand side, and he's bottled up. No gain. Charles DeRuin, along with Dason Varela.
Charles DeRuin and Mr. Morgan tackle. There's a flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play.
Who carried that, Clay? I'm sorry.
Number 17, Olmedo.
Thank you.
Let's see what they do here.
Dead ball, personal foul on Cuero.
Wow. I didn't see it.
So he gets no gain on the carry. And then they pick up 15 on the penalty because it's dead ball and a first down. So
one of the coaches is talking to Raiden Rivera on the sidelines here, so maybe he was the culprit.
So that moves it all the way out to the... That's interesting. They only marked off 13 yards.
We'll take it. First and 10, Wimberly from their 30-yard line. Quick pass out to the right, caught by number 11, Nathan Simpson.
Nathan Simpson with a reception.
Brought down by the cornerback.
Second down, Texas.
And the linebacker, Belvin and Melendrakis.
Picked up 8.
Handoff again up the middle to Olmedo. Brought down by Bo Fournette. But not after a Texan first down. Ball's going to be spotted at the Wimberly 44-yard line, first and 10. Three receivers split out to the left, one to the right. One of them goes in motion. Again, the handoff up the middle to Olmedo. And again, he makes a pretty good run on first down. A 7-yard run brought down by A.J. Arroyo and Bo Fournette.
A.J. Arroyo on the tackle.
Yeah. It's too many on first down. Too many yards.
Second and 3. The ball's just inside Gobbler territory. Again, the handoff is to Olmedo over the left-hand side. Close to a first down. I think he's going to get it, Ray. Something may have happened to Moses Ray.
Moses Ray, yeah. Interesting. I'm trying to see on their sideline if I can pick him out anywhere on the sideline.
Board on the tackle. Along with Ray Rivera. And AJ Roy.
So
Now he's just standing. He's standing right on the 50-yard line, Clay.
yeah, you're right. So first and 10, ball spotted at the Cuero 45-yard line. Another dose of Olmeda, but this time number 50, Braden Rivera, along with
Long man with the carry. Tackle
Lucas DeBoard, drops him for a loss, a 1-yard loss. Bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's standing right there in the middle, right behind where all the coaches are, kind of standing at the 50, but it doesn't appear to be anything wrong with him. I don't know if they're just running series,
Yep. Fake to Olmeda, throw out to the left flat. Caught. Good block by Marshall to spring the wide receiver, number 6, Jackson Watts, as he gets just enough for the first down and moves the chains.
I mean, that's a simple play. The ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage. Just stood up and threw it to him. And number 9, as you said, Christian Marshall, did a good job of sealing the defender to the inside. That was 11 who caught it, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. It was 6.
6? Thank
Jackson
you.
Watts.
I couldn't.
Ray is back in the game now. Handoff to Ray, up the middle. Jackson Hardwick. Javon Williams
Ray with the carry.
in on the tackle.
Bo Fournette on the tackle along with AJ Royo. And Jackson Hardwick.
No gain.
Second down, Texans.
Three receivers split to the right, one to the left. Ray goes in motion, empty backfield. Tippy drops straight back, pressure, throws downfield. He overthrows his man, just threw it away, basically.
I think number 9, Watts, Marshall ran a post and he thought he was going to run a flag, to the corner. He threw it before the receiver broke, and the receiver broke to the inside, and the pass went to the outside.
Good pressure there by Kalen Malandrakis.
But that was
and
interesting.
AJ Arroyo.
They brought Moses Ray in motion, and our cornerback moved out to defend him, and it forced the safety to come from the middle to cover the guy in the slot. They were trying to get Marshall on the safety, just ran the wrong pattern.
3rd and 10. Throwback tunnel screen to number 9, Marshall. This played well.
Well, we got enough practice on that last week.
Yeah.
So.
J.D. Nataro and Bo Fournette stopped Marshall for no gain. So that's going to bring up 4th and 10. Offense stays out on the field.
Well, Marshall's caught 2 passes, and he just cut his 83-yard average in half. He went from 83 to 41 and a half, an 83-yarder and a no gainer.
All right, Gobbler defense looks to get off the field, hold the Texans on this 4th and 10 attempt. Quarterback rolls to his right, throws to the right sidelines,
Out of bounds.
incomplete.
Good job.
Ball goes over on downs. Brian Gomez with State Farm. Holler at Brian Gomez for your insurance needs. 361-275-9193. Brian is our touchdown sponsor, and we always appreciate his donation to the Gobbler Booster Club.
This is
With 5:57 left to go in the half, Cuero takes over, trailing 7-0.
This is so unlike last week in time of possession and drives. I mean, they just stayed up 5 minutes and 48 seconds, 3 first downs, and had nothing to show for it.
Ellaby rolls out to his right, in and out of the hands of Jackson Hardwick.
That was a well-designed
That
play.
was a very good-looking play there.
Well-thrown pass. It just didn't catch it.
Hardwick slips out of the backfield out in the left flat and just couldn't hold on.
Clay, at some point, even if it's with the quarterback, you got to establish some running game, even if it's a design run by the quarterback. But we haven't done anything on the ground.
Hand off to Hardwick over the left-hand side, and he's driven back, but not after a gain of about 3.
There's Hardwick with the carry to the Gobblers. Grayson Leonard with the tackle for the Texans. Third down, Gobblers.
3rd and 7. 5.5 minutes left to go in the half. Single back formation, Hardwick lined up behind Ellaby. Throwback to Hardwick over his head. That was read perfectly by the Texan defense. Incomplete.
Yeah, they had a defender right there with him. Lucky that didn't get intercepted.
That's going to bring up 4th and 7. Gobbler punt team comes on. Low roller to Hardwick. Low kick by Hardwick. Fielded by Marshall at the 40. And he gets out to the 45. Good coverage there. Bo Fournette. A.J. Arroyo in on the tackle. Good sign. Kevin Smith is trying to jog along the sidelines. Still walking with a limp, though. Stop by Lance Tire for all your vehicle maintenance, repair, or tire needs. They offer credit programs for a wide array of services. They're located at 1000 West Heaton in Cuero, Texas. Their number is 361-275-2387. 1st and 10 for Wimberly at their 45-yard line. 4:51 left to go in the half. Hands off to Olmeda around the right-hand side. First hit by J.D. Notaro, then driven out of bounds by another Gobbler, but not after a gain of 5. Flag on the play.
You know, that looked like it was going to be a lot bigger gain than what it was. You know, he made the corner and had the corner turned, and it was good pursuit, good angles. Holding.
Yep.
That's why he made the corner. That's why he made the corner. So I'll bring up 1st and 20.
Ball's going to be spotted at the Wimberly 35-yard line.
10-yard mark off against the Texans.
Quarterback drops straight back.
Screen.
Another screen caught.
He was on the ground.
But he was on the ground when he caught it.
It's a completed pass.
So they're going to give him no gain. Looks like they're going to give him 35, which is exactly where the ball was spotted. So 2nd and 20. Olmeda is out. Ray is in.
Know where number 9 is. Is he out there? Doesn't look like he's out there.
No, he's on the sideline straight across.
Yeah, he sure is, yeah. Timeout, Wimberly.
Yep.
Timeout called by Wimberly.
3:42 left to go in the half. Wimberly calls a timeout. Up 7-0 over the Gobblers.
You know, Clay, I would, I know we're only not even to halftime yet, but significantly better defensive job this game, because I don't think Wimberly's got just as many offensive weapons as Lavernia did. We gave up the one big play on the first drive, but other than that, we've settled in.
Yep.
Totally different. Last week it was like 50-second drive, a minute 20 drive. I mean, Lavernia probably didn't average 2.5 minutes a drive. We played the tunnel screen well tonight on the one time for a no gain.
Which was one of the things Coach Alvarez said they worked on.
Right, yeah. It wasn't like people weren't there last week, just, took a bad angle, and, you don't want to let him get all the way back to the middle of the field, which we did well tonight, not allowing that.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 20. Quarterback drops straight back. Pressured, dropped. A.J. Arroyo, and now we have a late flag.
They're going to call face mask.
On.
No,
it was away from the play.
I thought when the guy went by him and he ducked under, how sometimes you can't help it as a defender, you reach out.
Bo Fournette.
No. Decline the penalty.
Bo Fournette went by the quarterback.
Good. I'm sorry.
He went down to the ground as evidence of a holding penalty. A.J. Arroyo finished him off.
Now, I think this was smart to decline the penalty because he lost 8 yards. So you could have had 2nd and 30, or you can have 3rd and 28. I'd rather have 3rd and 28.
And that's what it is. 3rd and 28 is for the Texans as they come to the line. But they've been in some long 3rd and longs tonight. Hand off to Ray up the middle.
There you go.
Gets a little bit of yard, gets 3 yards back. Going to give him 4 yards, but the Gobbler defense has held once again with 3:10 and counting. So the Gobblers are going to get this ball back with a chance to put some points on the board before half.
Cuero, that's a good timeout. I like that.
And
why let him run off 40 seconds, 30 seconds before they punt the ball?
And that is a Cuero timeout, so we will keep it here. Do you want to make a difference in a child's life? Donate today to Cuero ISD Education Foundation and help make their dreams come true. Cuero ISD Education Foundation provides grants to teachers and scholarships to students to help them meet their goals. Make a difference today and donate to the Cuero ISD Education Foundation. Learn more at www.cueroedfoundation.org.
Let me make a comment on that if I could, Clay. Normally we have our big fundraiser every year as the concert in November. We're not going to be allowed to have that this year due to the COVID restrictions, and you can't justify an auditorium that's only 25% capacity. So shortly, many of our donors have been with us for the whole 14, 15 years, 16 years that we've been in existence. So a fundraising letter for this year will be going out shortly. So we do appreciate your support. It does go to good use.
Number 4, Xavier Durham, deep to field this punt. Another wobbler back to the punter. He gets it off.
Get away.
It's a high, short punt. Takes a little bit of a Wimberly roll into Gobbler territory, and Gobbler's going to have pretty good field position with 2:52 left to go in the half.
From the 31-19, and we're going to get it at our own 43. So a 26-yard punt with no return. That's a good defensive stand by the Gobblers.
Very good. Defenses look good tonight except for one play.
Yeah. This is just so the stat sheet looks totally different than last week.
Gobblers come to the line Hardwick lined up behind Ellaby. Fake to Hardwick, rolls to his right, throws. Caught by number 3, LeBron Johnson. Flag on the play. I think they're going to say he was draped all over him, huh, Ray?
Either that or maybe defensive holding before he caught it, but let's see here. Holding, yeah, defensive holding. He does holding like blocking the back instead of, you know what I'm saying, kind of.
I was wondering. Defensive block.
Hey, why don't we get the penalty, guys?
Did we
Oh, okay, 5 yards. Okay.
I don't know how
It was
it
a 5-yard completion, 5 yard, but you get first down again. It's automatic first down.
Referees are talking this over.
They're trying to get the clock back right. 2:52. But that's not really right either. That's where it was when we snapped the ball. And you had to have the play. It wasn't a dead ball foul, so something had to run off before they threw the flag. But they're going to put the whole 10 seconds back on. Oh, okay. This makes more sense. 2:44.
1st and 10 at the Cuero 48-yard line. Quarterback rolls to his right, pressure, throws it straight up in the air. Caught by the Gobbler receiver. The Wimberly Texans saying he pushed off. Great catch there by Xavier Durham.
That's just the offensive guy knowing where the ball is and the defensive guy having no idea where it is.
He's still pleading his case over there, wanting a flag. That ball definitely had a lot of air under it.
Yeah.
All right, so the Gobblers set up at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Hands off to Hardwick up the middle. Gain of about 2.
Jackson Hardwick with the carry.
I think you want to run it at least one time in here. Take some time off the clock, because if you score or don't score, kick a field goal, whatever you do, you don't want to give it back to Wimberly with, you know, a minute 35 or something like that. Get it down inside a minute.
2nd and 8 for the Gobblers. Minute 40 left to go in the half. Rolls to his left, dumps it off, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, number 3, LeBron Johnson. Almost a great play there. Stops the clock with a minute 30. Not a good sign. Kevin Smith has his shoulder pads off, so we wish him well. Hope he's doing good. Three receivers split out to the right. Quarterback keeper by Ellaby over the right-hand side. He makes one guy miss, bounces out, got some blockers, fighting tough yardage down.
He got a first down.
Inside the 10. Great run there by Breck Ellaby to get the first down. So 1st and goal from the 10-yard line.
You got 2 timeouts. You can do whatever you want to do here. Unlike last week where we had no timeouts, we half ended with the ball on the 1-yard line.
Ellaby drops, throws in the corner of the end zone, got a man, caught by number 3, LeBron Johnson. Great catch there. He was covered well. He went up, high pointed it, brought it down for the touchdown. That touchdown brought to you by Brian Gomez, State Farm Insurance. Lucas DeBoard is your holder. Bo Fournette is your kicker. Good snap. Ooh, not a good hold, but he got it through.
He got it through. That's got good concentration by Bo Fournette.
So with 51 seconds left to go in the half, Cuero ties this thing up 7-7. They got to feel good about that drive. Put some points on the board right before half. The Cuero Record is tonight's game sponsor, a longtime sponsor of the Cuero Athletic Booster Club. Pick up your weekly paper at any local business. And Standard Printing is a trusted sponsor for your office or teaching supply needs. Go see Jerry at Standard Printing. They offer a wide variety of services such as signs, engraving, custom digital work, business cards, and much more.
Have 6 plays, 57 yards, 2 minutes and 1 second. 4 first downs on the drive.
Olmeda and Ray deep for the Texans. Looking to field Bo Fournette's kick. This kick sponsored by RNC Insurance. Line drive by Fournette over the head of Olmeda. He fields it at the 5-yard line after bobbling it. Goes around the right-hand side, got a little room out past the 20. And then he's brought down at about the 29-yard line. 40 seconds left to go in the half. Good kick there by Fournette.
Austin Fry. And Steve here on the deck with the Gobblers.
Wimberly's got 2 timeouts left, as do the Gobblers. Both teams have used one. We'll see what they try to do with 40 seconds to go.
Gobbler defense gives a little room. They're going to hand it off to Ray. Up
There
the
you
middle.
go, tackling inbound.
Ball's on the ground.
Ball's out. Cuero got it. Cuero got it.
And it looks like the Gobblers got it. Charles DeRuin running off the field with the ball in his hands. So a big turnover with 34 seconds left to go in the half. Big momentum shift there, folks, by Moses Ray putting that ball in the field and Charles DeRuin coming up with it.
Well, you got 2 timeouts. I'm not sure why I said we had 2 timeouts when we were on defense, but we got the ball back, so we still have 2 timeouts.
It's relevant now.
It's relevant, that's right.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Gobblers come to the line.
I think first you got to think, try to get 10 yards and get Fournette in field goal range.
Ellaby rolls to his right, throws out in the right flat. Tyson Williams makes one guy miss, but then it's taken down at about the 26-yard line. And Coach Alvarez does take a timeout with 24 seconds left. Grace Memorial Chapel is a Cuero Gobblers Booster Club Gold sponsor. For your funeral needs, contact former Cuero Gobbler Marcellus Wesley at Grace Memorial Chapel. They will provide a personal touch in celebrating the life of a loved one. They maintain the highest level of professional standards and quality care. Three-yard gain there by Tyson Williams brings up a 2nd and 7 with the ball at the 26-yard line. 24 seconds left to go in the half.
Cuero does get the ball to start the second half, too, so if you can do something here and then do something there.
All right, here we go.
Shape.
Ellaby drops straight back, looks to throw across the field. throws downfield, overthrows number 4, Xavier Durham.
Boy, Tyson Williams coming out of the backfield was wide open in the slot.
Really?
The short guy, yeah, he was at about the 10-yard line, and he threw it in the end zone, but he was wide open. I'd be curious to see. Sometimes as a coach, if I had somebody upstairs telling me that, I'd come back and run the same play again, and just tell him in the huddle, throw it to, you know what I'm saying, throw it to this guy.
Ellaby rolls to his right, throws downfield. Flag on the play, good contact in the end zone, great.
Yeah, he just shoved him out of bounds, basically, or into the end zone. They're going to say it wasn't catchable, though. That's why my fear. Because the ball was thrown, you know what I'm saying, the ball was thrown out of bounds. He's going to say it's uncatchable. See?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So the flag is picked up with 13 seconds left. This brings up 4th down, Ray?
Yes. We had the 3-yard completion on first down, then incomplete. So fourth and 7. We still have 1 timeout, so you don't have to throw the ball in the end zone here. You could throw a 10-yard pass.
True.
Call timeout, try your field goal team out there and try a field goal. You'd have to run for the first down, but I mean, you don't have to necessarily throw it up for grabs in the end zone.
All right, 4th and 7. He rolls to his left. He's pressured. Throws downfield. Caught! Caught and taken down at the 1-yard line. Number 3, LeBron Johnson comes up with another great play. Underthrown. He comes back to the ball. The defender was not seeing that, and so we're 1st and goal from the 1 with 7 seconds. Now Coach Alvarez calls a timeout.
You got a chance for 2 plays if you throw it, but you got to throw it. You got to tell him you can't run it. The only thing you could have done differently, if you could have, I don't know how long quickly they'd start the clock. In college or pros, you'd have seen them run up, snap it, and spike it and kill it with 6 seconds or 5 seconds. Then you could have run it or thrown it because you still have a timeout. The other option is that you just line up and kick the field goal and go in with the lead.
I don't think that's what his words, not mine, the gambler's going to do.
Yeah.
You notice I prefaced that?
Yeah, no, that's his word. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, if you didn't listen to the coach's show, Coach Alvarez self-described himself as somewhat of a riverboat gambler. So,
all right, here we go. 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. 7 seconds left in the half as the offense trots to the line. Big play here. Rolls to his right, going to keep it himself all the way. He's trying to stretch it, and what a defensive play there.
He's out of bounds.
Defensive play there to stop him, and that runs the clock to 0.
He was out of bounds.
There should be 1 second on the clock.
The ref was winding the clock. He's saying he didn't get out of bounds.
That is the end of the half. So 2 weeks in a row, folks, Gobbler offense comes up short at the half and not putting points on the board. Wow. That is a huge blow to this Gobbler team.
Yeah.
So at halftime, the score remains 7-7. We'll take a break. You'll watch the band and the Trotters, and we'll be back for some numbers.
One, two, three, testing. There's a microphone. A microphone. Right there. I love the photo.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. High school toddlers dancing, fighting out. Tonight we will feature the toddlers with the Gobbler band rendition of Any Way You Want It, Love's Texans Squeal. The Gobbler band is under the co-direction of senior drum majors Zarek Jackson and Rachel Justice. Officers in the choir are Captain and All-American dancer, senior Kaylee Trevino. First lieutenant and All-American dancer, Nevaeh Hopkins. Second lieutenant and All-American dancer, senior Valerie Guerrero. Second lieutenant and sophomore, Gabby Saunders. Social officers are Sarah Scott and All-American dancer, Lizzie Ortiz and Dakota Bastine. All-American dancer, Haley Bell and Allie Tappert. The trotters are under the direction of Miss Naomi Stallion. The trotter star of the week is Hannah Pettis. Now sit back and enjoy our show.
I keep thinking what. I feel like it's maybe. What do you talk about? Who? I don't know if they have one.
Republic Band will continue their journey into the music club journey with the rock ballad Golden Arms featuring solos on Christopher Meyer, trombone, and CJ Brady baritone. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
I didn't correct two.
That was the loudest I have ever heard.
Right?
That was awesome.
I can't believe you're still Go Mean Green in it. You did that for us so long time ago.
Come on, girl. That's gonna be they put dirt on me like that.
I love it. The other day I was like, oh my God, this is great.
Yeah. State championship makes a great team. And so is winning 4 trophies for 7 years in a row. It's all about winning. Whether you're buying a jersey
Don't forget to grab some bushes, chicken, and tea down at the concession stand by the school.
Okay, bye.
All right, folks, we're back here at halftime. About 8 minutes left to go in the half. The score is tied 7-7. What you got there, Ray?
Well, the only thing that was similar statistically was to last week was we ended on the 1 yard line with no timeouts left and the clock runs out. But other than that, dramatically different. Surprisingly speaking, I would have thought tonight would have been somewhat high scoring because I think last week, at 55-21, it easily could have been 55-48 or something. We, wasn't like they stopped us, but coming in to tonight at halftime, both teams only have 6 first downs. But the amazing stat to me, Clay, is rushing yardage. Cuero 10 carries for 1 yard.
Wow.
But Wimberly 17 carries for 16 yards. So, people are picking up 3, 4, 5, 7 yards here or there, but then the quarterback for Wimberly keeps getting sacked, which hurts their rushing yards. Cuero 82 yards passing, Wimberly 114. So total yards, Cuero 83, Wimberly 130. Much more efficient for Cuero tonight in the passing game, 6 of 12. Wimberly with no interceptions. Wimberly 6 of 9 with no interceptions. Cuero's punted 3 times for about a 34-yard average. Wimberly once time for 26 yards. Cuero has not lost a fumble or fumbled. Wimberly fumbled once, lost 1. Cuero played a pretty clean game, only 1 penalty for 13 yards. It should have been 15, but they only marked off 13. Wimberly 4 for 33 in the penalty category. Both teams perfect on extra points. I know Coach Alvarez likes to look at your average yards on first down. Cuero had 9 first down snaps and for a total of 37 yards, so we averaged 4.1 yards on first down. The goal is 6. Wimberly had 10 first down plays for a total of 34 yards for 3.4. So I don't know whether it's great defense or not stellar offense. I'm not sure. Cuero 1 for 5 on third downs. Wimberly was just 2 of 5 on third downs. We were 1 for 1 on fourth down, which is a big improvement. Last week we were 2 of 8. Wimberly 0 for 2. Time of possession, Cuero only 9 minutes and 20 seconds to Wimberly's 14:40. So individually for the Gobblers tonight, all of the passing yardage has been by Breck Ellaby, 6 of 12 for 82 yards and a touchdown. The touchdown reception was by LeBron Johnson. He has 3 catches for 33 yards. AJ Aurora, a big play to get us off our own goal line on that third down, first possession, 1 catch for 14 yards. Xavier Durham made a great adjustment, come back on the ball for the long play, the half, a 32-yard reception, and Tyson Williams had a 3-yard reception out of the backfield. Rushing yards for Cuero, very skimpy. Let's see, Kevin Smith, 3 carries for -2 yards. Tyson Williams, 2 carries for 3 yards. Breck Ellaby, 3 carries for -5, and the only one that had, well, I guess so did Tyson, but Jackson Hardwick, 2 carries for 5 yards. So that's a total of 10 carries for
for 1
yard. For 1 yard. -2 plus 3 is 1, -5 is -4, plus 5 is +1. So 10 carries for 1 yard. Tell us what happened tonight in volleyball.
Well, tonight in volleyball, the Cuero Lady Gobblers took on a good Weimar team over at the Roost, and they won in 4. So that brings their record to 6-2. They are in the Roost again tomorrow at 11 o'clock against the Bernie Lady Greyhounds. I guess they're called the Lady Greyhounds.
Lady Greyhounds?
The JV lost tonight in 2 sets against Weimar, and the freshmen won in 2 sets against Weimar. So come on, if you don't have anything to do tomorrow morning, come out to the Roost and watch some volleyball.
On the sub-varsity football games last night, the 7th and 8th graders hosted Wimberly here, but they did not play a game. It was a scrimmage, so no score was kept. From what I heard, I think we would have been 3-1. I think we would have outscored them in 3 of them, and they outscored us in 1. But there was, and they weren't very long. I mean, each offense probably got about 20 to 25 plays, and each defense got to play that many plays. But the coaches were all over the field, and they were, not really. If you moved the ball and didn't make a first down, you went back like a scrimmage and started over again. There really wasn't much kicking game at all. My understanding is that they are going to do that again this coming week in the junior high games against Yoakum. They will host Yoakum here, and I believe that's due to UIL rules. You have to have in-classroom instruction for so many days before you can play a game, and Yoakum did not start as early as Cuero did as far as starting school. On the freshmen went to Wimberly last night and were down 12-2 and ended up coming back to win 18-12. And then I didn't get an actual score from Jack in the JV game, but they were one score short. But he said Wimberly scored on a block punt for a touchdown and a fumble return for a touchdown was 2 of their scores. So the JV are now 1-1 on the year, and the freshmen are 2-0. And the cross-country team, I do believe, ran in Pleasanton this week, but did not get any results in that regard. They will be running. They run on Wednesdays, so they will be running this coming Wednesday. And
do we know where?
Bear with me 1 second. To reach back over there and get my handy schedules. Thank you, Mike Cantu. Mike Cantu, our illustrious Booster Club president and DPS sergeant, just brought us some goodies to eat and drink in the booth. Thank you, Mike. Clay, on the cross country, they will run tomorrow at SA, called the SA Feast. And next Wednesday, the junior high will run at Lavernia. So the varsity will be in San Antonio tomorrow, and the junior high will be in Lavernia. Looking ahead just a little bit, when does the Wimberly is in our district for volleyball, correct? Incorrect.
No, our volleyball district is Lavernia, Pleasanton, Gonzales, Navarro, Cuero. 5-team district.
Oh, it's a 5-team district. Okay.
And we say volleyball, but it's every sport besides football.
Right. Basketball, baseball,
Yes.
softball. I'm sorry, I got my cord tangled up down there somewhere, Clint. There we go. So the girls in volleyball still, they don't play their first district game, looks like, to about September 22nd. So we still got about 2 more weeks of non-district in volleyball before the girls get started in district. But again, September the 10th, the junior high will be in Yoakum. And September the 10th, next Thursday, the freshmen in JV and football will be here at home against Yoakum, and the Gobblers will travel to Yoakum next Friday night.
Thank you, Ray. We appreciate that recap. Folks, the halftime scoreboard has hit 0. Both teams are out on the field warming up. Wimberly is now running out on the field, so we're fixing to get this second half underway. The children and young adults of Cuero Independent School District need your support now more than ever. Cuero ISD Education Foundation invites you to donate today to enrich, maintain, and expand programs to help our teachers and students excel. Your donations fund grants to teachers and scholarships to our students. Learn more at www.cueroedfoundation.org. And your halftime sponsor is Engine Service. If you need your big truck or trailer repaired, stop by Engine Service and let Edward and his staff take care of you. We appreciate their donation to the Gobbler Booster Club for being the halftime sponsor. We have a couple of lady Gobblers in the booth to talk about tonight's volleyball game before we get this second half kicked off. We have Claire Pullen and Jerry Ficklin, the Twin Towers. I like to refer to them as the Twin Towers. So Claire, talk a little bit about how the game went tonight in your opinion.
I think tonight went really well. I think we executed as a team. I think we still need to work on our errors and minimizing those and just staying focused.
Thank you, Claire. We're fixing to have the second half kickoff, but before we do, let's hear from Jerry Ficklin, junior Jerry Ficklin, on her thoughts about tonight's game, or her thoughts on tonight's win against the Weimar Lady Cats.
I also think we did a good job. We did a good job of executing the plays, and we definitely played as a team, and that is the goal for our team.
Ladies, thank y'all very much for stopping in and giving us your feedback on tonight's game. Good luck tomorrow against the Bernie Lady Greyhounds at 11 o'clock?
12 o'clock.
12 o'clock. I'm sorry, I gave y'all wrong information. Tune in. Also, that's right. You can watch it on YouTube. That's correct. That's youtube.com, and then you can search Cuero ISD, and it'll be on there. Our illustrious producer, Oscar Ray, will be running that thing. Gobblers start out the second half, 1st and 10 at their 15-yard line. Little wrinkle in the offense here. Hand off to Lucas DeBoard.
Go.
J.J. Royal on the right. Was that a fumble or something?
He fumbled.
Oh,
He got hit and the ball shot straight in the backfield.
All right, so
we're going to give Jackson Hardwick
Lucas DeBoard.
Carried the ball?
Lucas DeBoard.
Oh, 24?
Yes, no, number 40.
Number 40? Okay.
That was the wrinkle in the offense that I mentioned. The first time we'd seen Lucas DeBoer carry the ball. So he puts it on the ground. A.J. Arroyo picks it up and makes something happen. 1st and 10 from a 33-yard line.
I'm going to say the ball went backwards. And we can go back and watch it later, but the ball was on the 15. He had 2 on the carry, and then the ball squirted backwards, and he picked the ball up inside the 15 and returned it all the way down to the 33 of Wimberly.
We have timeout now by the Wimberly Texans.
That's one of those bang-bang plays that you don't – it happened so fast. It was a good job for the refs not to blow, you know what I'm saying, not to blow, but the ball just went kind of back at a diagonal across the field in the backfield.
All right, so the Gobblers take advantage of that, what could have been a disaster, and turn a big play into it. All right, 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Pitch to Tyson Williams up the middle. They're not going to catch him, folks. Great play, great hole created by the offensive line there. Got to give credit where credit's due. Tyson Williams takes it 33 yards for the Gobbler score. So, Ray, think about this. If we could have come away with points, just like you mentioned, if we could have come away with points,
you'd be up 2 scores.
Man. So, Lucas DeBoer is your holder. Bo Fournette. That touchdown brought to you by Brian Gomez, State Farm Insurance. And he squirts it through with 11:03.
Neither kick tonight has been near as pretty as they were in Lavernia, but they've both gone through.
Yep. So with 11:03 left to go in the third quarter, that brings the score to Cuero 14, Wimberly 7. And as we're talking about Brian Gomez and that touchdown sponsorship, if you need some insurance, holler at Brian Gomez. Brian is our touchdown sponsor, and we always appreciate his donation to the Gobbler Booster Club. As you hear the Wild Gobbler in the background, leading the cheers.
Well, that's a little more like last week in the, 2 or 3 plays and everybody was scoring. It was just a track meet.
All right, Fournette set to kick this thing off. Short kick fielded it in the middle of the field by the Texan. He gets out past the 35, and then he's taken down close to the footballs on the ground again. Wimberly retains it, though.
That's amazing. The line judges are 2 yards apart. One guy had it across the 41, and the other guy's back at it on the far side was about the 39. He never got across the line. That's crazy.
All right, so Wimberly will take over from their 41-yard line, trailing 14-7.
He ended up getting 13 yards out of that return.
Fake to Ray, throw it out to the left flat to number 6, Jackson Watts, brought down by Xavier Durham, Kalen Malandrakis.
Pick up a 7.
Two receivers split to either side. Quick throw out to the right. It's supposed to be a slant to number 11, Nathan Simpson. He wasn't looking.
That should have been offensive pass interference on an incomplete pass because the ball was thrown past the line of scrimmage, and number 10 out here was blocking. Maybe 18. I can't tell. 18 was blocking our defensive back while the ball was in the air. You can only do that if it's thrown behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 2 for the Wimberly Texans. Cornerbacks come up on the far side and press. Quick throw out into the right flat.
Oh, jeez.
He made two Gobblers miss and gets the first down.
Boy, they had him. If they'd have tackled him, it would not have been a first
Nataro
down.
and Justice Belvin were there to drop him for a loss, but he just spun on him, gets it into Gobbler territory, 1st and 10 Wimberly at the Cuero 44. Two receivers split to either side again. Moses Ray lined up in the backfield next to the quarterback. Quarterback drops, throws downfield, got a man, caught in stride. They give him a touchdown. The ball broke the plane. They signaled a touchdown, although he dropped it out of his hands. And that is Christian Marshall, Ray.
Yep. The one that Coach Alvarez said was their best offensive weapon.
You got to give credit, though, to the quarterback. He hit him in stride at about the 5, and he got in.
That's interesting. They came out and just basically totally gave up on the run.
The ball is blocked by number 44, Justice Belvin. So that extra point is no good. Great effort there by Justice Belvin to come around the right end and get a piece of that thing and block it to make the score Cuero 14, Wimberly 13 with 9:34 left to go in the third quarter. Injured Texan on the field. And that is Christian Marshall, Ray. But he's walking off slowly on his own.
Yep. Three pass completions on that drive for a total of 59 yards.
Deep for the Gobblers is going to be number 44, Justice Belvin, number 10, Tyson Williams, and now number 24, Javon Williams. Number 4, Jack Bruner set to kick this thing off. High kick going to be fielded by Javon Williams at the 9-yard line. He goes up the middle of the field, got some room, just running over people, getting out past the 40. Nice return there by Javon Williams as his helmet comes off. Good blocking there to create that hole by the return team.
Took it all the way from the 9 out to the 41.
Flag on the play. It's thrown in an area that you wouldn't think it's on the Gobblers, but it is. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Gobblers. I think they flagged Javon Williams, Ray, because his helmet was off. Oh, the referee, Javon Williams. If you're watching it at home, he got up, fired up, and kind of gave the, showing his guns. And I saw the referee here say that's the reason, because he flexed his muscles. Wow. All right. 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Quick pass out to Xavier Durham. Short gain. Bring up 2nd and 9. Ellaby hands off to a crossing Tyson Williams over the right-hand side.
I know it's only been 2 running, or I guess 3 that were fumbled, but we're having a little better push and a little better hole running the ball this half.
I believe you're right.
Something.
Third and 5 for the Gobblers. Ball spotted at their 31-yard line. Ellaby hands off to Tyson Williams, and number 5, Moses Ray, the running back, also plays defense. He dropped him for a loss. So that'll bring the punt team on. Jackson Hardwick is your punter. Almost got blocked. He sends it out of bounds. They're going to spot this thing in Gobbler territory at the 48. Nope, he's walking off more. At the 45. That thing almost got blocked.
Yeah, just a 17-yard punt.
Quarterback quick hitter out to the right flat to number 11, Nathan Simpson. Brought down after a 4-yard gain. Fournette and Malandrakis.
Yeah.
Malandrakis breaks up that pass, brings up a 3rd and 6 situation.
Yeah, they've had 6 snaps the second half and thrown the ball 6 times. They haven't tried to run it yet.
Drops back. Throws down the middle of the field. Got a man in and out of the hands. Good defense there by number 4, Xavier Durham. I don't know if he got a hand on it, but he sure did distract the receiver
Yeah, basically
incomplete.
threw into. I mean, he was running up the seam, but he basically threw it into double coverage.
Yep, you're right.
You had the cornerback coming with him and the safety in the middle of the field.
Xavier Durham back to field this punt inside the 10-yard line. 6.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Cuero leading 14-13. Another botched snap. He got it off. Good kick. So
fielded it about the 8 and taken out to the 50. He caught it in the crowd.
You know, our defense, Ray, they're bailing out and going to block for this punt returner. They haven't had a clean snap tonight on the punt yet. Clean snap yet on the punt tonight. You think?
They have not. You are correct.
So Gobblers will take over 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Tyson Williams lone back in the backfield. Ellaby hands off to Williams over the right-hand side, goes nowhere.
You need some play to at least shift field position a little bit. You don't want to keep punting from your own goal line.
Again, give it to Tyson Williams over the left-hand side now. They're saying the ball's on the field. Wimberly is. Big turnover there, Ray. Wimberly has recovered the fumble by Tyson Williams. I thought his forward progress had stopped.
We got up with the ball. We're holding the ball.
They're giving it to Wimberly. Coach Alvarez is asking him, well, if we're sitting there holding it, when y'all empty the pile, then how can it be their ball? But the officials are not changing their ruling. 1st and 10, Wimberly from the Cuero 19-yard line. Their right guard moved, started rocking back too early, so this thing's coming back. First and 15. Hands off to Ray over the right-hand side, and he's brought down by big Charles DeRuin. Drop for a loss. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 18 for the Texans.
We've done a good job of keeping Ray under wraps tonight. He really had. They had that 15-yard run on the first, after they had the penalty on the first play of the game.
Quarterback drops straight back, looks, throws downfield, in and out of the hands of number 18, J.D. Nataro. Almost picked it.
You know, Clay, with the size advantage that they have on the offensive line over our defensive line, they really haven't been able to run the ball at all. They've only carried it one time in the second half. They've just basically totally
abandoned the running
game.
There we go. Moving back 5 more. Movement by the offensive line.
That offensive tackle's like saying, the defense moved, the defense moved. They can shift. Nothing illegal about that.
This Cuero defense is getting fired up.
Be 3rd and 23. You know, the other thing that's important about this, I know the extra point was blocked, but their kicker's got a really good leg. He's been kicking the ball in the end zone. They may have taken themselves out of field goal range.
You're correct. Quarterback drops back. Throws down the middle of the field again over the head of his intended receiver.
That's good pressure. That was interesting. Did you see Fournette was lined up like as a defensive end, and he, like, in pro terminology, dropped off into coverage like before the snap, and then he rushed from like 4 yards off the ball. You know, like stood up, backed out, like outside, like he was going to defend the pass in the flat, and then they brought him as part of the rush package. Interesting look there.
The punter, Jackson Watts. Lines up at about the 47-yard line. Gets it off.
Get away.
High kick into the end zone. Gobblers will take over from the 20-yard line. So good defensive effort there by the Cuero defense
to turn it over at the 19-yard line, and they just went backwards and forced a punt. Good job there. See if the offense can get something going here.
Lucas DeBoer lined up behind Ellaby. Ellaby keeps it himself, throws out in the right flat.
He caught it, AJ.
They're giving it to him.
Yeah.
AJ Arroyo. Short 4-yard pass reception.
Second catch on the night for AJ. He didn't even have a target last week. 2 for 2 tonight.
Hands off to Tyson Williams over the left-hand side. Brought down about a yard short of the marker.
Clay, it's the first time tonight that we've looked like we did last week, having trouble getting the signal in.
You're exactly right. They get it off, hand it off to Tyson Williams, and he's dropped for a loss. Man, 3rd and 1. And we kind of looked like we didn't know where we were going there.
Yeah, you got a punt here. Riverboat gambler or not, with the way your defense has been playing.
Christian Marshall lined up at about his 38-yard line. Low snap.
Jeez.
kicked out of bounds by Hardwick. .45-yard line is where they're going to spot it. So once again, Wimberly starts out with good field position.
Last two punts have been a 17-yard punt and a 16-yard punt.
Let's see if this bend but don't break Cuero defense can bend but not break again here. Two receivers split to either side for the Texans. Hands off to Olmeda around the left-hand side. He tries to get the corner, but he can't get it. Good defensive play there by Xavier Durham and Jackson Hardwick, along with Lucas DeBoard. Gain of 5. Fake the handoff and throw out in the left flat to number 6, Watts. He goes down the sidelines. He's still on his feet. Forced out of bounds at the 20 by Arroyo and Malandrakis.
Clay, that's another one of those plays where they throw the ball basically behind the line of scrimmage and the outside receivers blocking on the defensive back, which is legal if it's behind the line before the ball's ever caught. He had our guy out of bounds. There was nobody there when he caught the ball. He just turned upfield.
Low snap to Tippy. He hands off to Olmeda. Going to be a loss of 1 on the play, looks like. Second and 11 for the Texans. Quarterback throws in. And the left flat wide open by Watts is. And he gets down inside the 5 to about the 4. Going to probably give him the 3. Man, that was busted coverage there, it looked like. First and goal from the 3-yard line. They come to the line, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Slot back goes in motions. Hand off to Almeida up the middle. Touchdown, Wimberly Texans. Offense stays on the field to try to get that missed extra point back. Quarterback hands off to Almeida up the middle. Did he get it, Ray?
I don't think so.
They're running into no signal yet. And now they give it to him. Late signal. The 2-point conversion is good, so that brings the score to Wimberly 21, Cuero 14. Let's go Gobblers and let's go Cuero ISD. Cuero ISD Education Foundation is proud to support our team as a gold sponsor and would like to remind seniors to apply for scholarships through the foundation. Support is here for you to pursue your dreams. Learn more at www.cueroedfoundation.org. So with 25 seconds left to go in the third quarter, Wimberly puts another touchdown on the board to make it 21-14 in favor of the Texans. You know, Ray, I've been impressed the second half with our defense. You know, Wimberly has started out with a short field every time.
Yes. In the second half, Wimberly started at their own 41, the Cuero 44, the Cuero 19, and the Cuero 45. They've started on our end of the field 3 of the 4 times they possessed the ball, and 2 of those 4 times we've been able to keep them off the board. But
all right, Belvin, Williams, and Williams are back to receive the kick that is goes into the end zone.
So we'll get it at the 25. That'll be almost our best starting field position of the second half. We've had it at the compared to their starting. We've had it at our own 15, our own 26, our own 15, and our own 25.
Belvin throws downfield.
Got it. Oh gosh.
Has a man, Xavier Durham, down the Wimberly sidelines, but overthrew him. Incomplete. 19 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Handoff to Tyson Williams over the right-hand side. Good, tough run in there. Gain of about 7. Clock didn't start.
Still sitting there.
Now it starts. That'll probably be the last play of the third quarter.
I think it's a good job here. Just let the clock run out. It's a big third down. You need to make a first down here. You don't want to give it right back to them.
So at the end of the third quarter, the scores: Wimberly 21, Cuero 14. Gobblers are facing a 3rd and 3 on their end of the field. Folks, tune in next week as the Gobblers travel to their rival, the Yoakum Bulldogs. That game will start at 7:30 at Bulldog Stadium. Should be a good one. It is every year. One of the oldest rivalries in the state.
Second longest, I believe, in the state of Texas. Horton El Campo is the longest continuous. Got us by a couple years. Cuero's may have started soon, and Yoakum may have started earlier, but it's not continuous. I'm real curious. I want to go back and look and see if they played in 1918, the Spanish flu pandemic versus the COVID-19 pandemic, and see.
Ellaby throws in the right flat. It gets tackled. Yes. Intended receiver A.J. Arroyo, he gets tackled. Flags coming from everywhere. They're throwing him out in the parking lot. So that's going to be a
spot foul, but a first down.
So the drive stays alive. for the Gobbler offense.
So the ball went from the 32 out to the 37, so a 5-yard penalty, but it results in a first down.
Interesting score, Ray. We face Yoakum next week. They're up on Smithville 21-7. Smithville is one of our district rivals this year.
That's correct.
1st and 10, Cuero at their 37-yard line. We moved from the offensive line. We go back 5. Handoff to Tyson Williams. Big hole on the right-hand side, but it closes quickly. He gets out to about the 35. Still going to be
2nd and 12.
Behind the chains. 2nd and 12.
One thing looking at Wimberly's defense, we saw it on the 33-yard run. If you ever get it seamed, I don't think they have a lot of speed in their back end. The key is you need to get somebody beyond the linebacker range.
Ellaby's pressured, keeps it himself, and he's going to be dropped. No, he
made a gain out of it.
Made a good gain out of it.
Picked up 4.
Yeah, going to bring up 3rd and 8. Ellaby is a tough runner.
I've been a little surprised tonight that with his elusiveness, and I guess maybe it's my perceived lack of their speed on defense, that he hasn't been able to, on a busted play, you know what I'm saying, turn it into something.
Play clock is under 5. Can't afford to get a penalty here. Man, they barely get it off. He rolls to his right, keeps it, tries to throw it, ball's on the ground, Wimberly gets it. Man. He just tried to make something out of nothing, Ray.
Yep.
Had a little outlet over there on the Cuero sideline, tries to throw it to him, and they knock it out of his hand before he can get into a passing motion. Fumble Cuero. Wimberly takes over yet again in Gobbler territory. And it's imperative right here that the Gobbler defense make a stand so they can get the ball back within one score. They throw out in the right flat. Caught by Watts. Taken down. Good play there by Xavier Durham and Lucas DeBoard. Gain of 1. I definitely think we've tackled better this week.
Oh, we certainly have. I agree with you. I don't think there's any question if that was one of the things they tried to work on this week in practice. It has been successfully worked on.
2nd and 9. Quarterback drops back, throws over in the right flat again, caught. That he broke some tackles there. We spoke a little too soon. That was number 11, Nathan Simpson, broke a couple of tackles and fought for the first down.
We got somebody down over there crawling. Looks like a shoulder.
That's Raiden Rivera coming off the field. He was one of the defenders that met that receiver head on, and the receiver broke through his tackle and got extra yardage, so may have a stinger or something. 2 receivers split to either side, 1st and 10. Wimberly, ball's spotted at the Cuero 25-yard line. Quarterback's pressured, makes one man miss, throws it out of bounds, but not before being leveled by Lucas DeBoard.
And now Jackson Hardwick's, no.
Javon Williams.
Javon Williams is down. He got a cramp. Our trainers over here, that's not good sportsmanship. Wimberly's trainers out there helping because our trainers over here with Jaden Rivera on the sideline.
A humid night here in Cuero, Texas.
Yeah, we missed a lot of good rain today. It was just off to the west. I don't know if you looked at the radar about 3 o'clock, but Nordheim, Runge, probably Corn City.
There's good news on the weather front.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to be cool. It's supposed to be 60 in the 60s.
It's going to feel like football weather next week.
Yeah, the low 60s next week.
All right, here we go. Teams are back on the field, 2nd and 10 for the Texans. Quarterback drops back. He's pressured. Throws it down the middle of the field. Caught. Touchdown. Good pressure got put on him, and right before he was going to get sacked, he threw it down the middle of the field. Touchdown, Wimberly Texans.
Is that 8:39 on the scoreboard? The time?
Yep. Okay. 8:39 left to go in the game.
Goal post is right in front of it. I was having a hard time. Thank you.
And Wimberly calls a timeout.
Yeah, they have not put their possessions in the second half. 1:29, 56 seconds, 1:21, 1:38, and 1:24, and they've scored 3 touchdowns out of that. But when you they've had the ball, started again. Their own 41, the Cuero 44, the Cuero 19, the Cuero 45, and the Cuero 38. I mean, you only have to make like 2 first downs, and you're in the end zone.
You're correct. So the Texan offense is going to stay out on the field to attempt a 2-point conversion, up 27-14.
That's kind of bizarre.
It is kind of odd. I thought the same thing. The quarterback takes the snap and drops it. We fall on him, and the 2-point conversion is no good. So that may come back to haunt him, Ray. If we can get something going on the offensive side, that may come back to haunt him.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand the logic with that, but
so with 8:39 left to go in the game, Wimberly now leads 27-14. Different trio of backs in the backfield now to field this kick. Justice Belvin, Breck Ellaby, and Tyson Williams.
Yeah, 4 plays and 38 yards, resulting in the Wimberly score after the second turnover of the second half for Cuero.
Line drive kick fielded by Belvin. He drops it, picks it up at the 10-yard line. Making people miss. Pretty good run there. Gets it out to the 25.
Justice Miller would kick on the turn for the Gobblers out near the 25-yard line. He's first and 10.
All right, so once again, this matches the Gobblers' best start of field position. The 25-yard line, not very good, but that's the best they've gotten so far tonight. Becky Ellaby keeps himself, makes a couple people miss, spins, gets out past the 40-yard line.
I've been kind of surprised we haven't seen more of that.
You mentioned it earlier. First down, Cuero from their 41-yard line.
From the 26 out to the 41, picked up 15 in the first down.
Ellaby looks to throw downfield.
He's holding.
Getting held the whole way. Xavier Durham was the intended receiver. The cornerback was latched onto his shoulder pads, but...
And this is a 7-man crew.
Yeah, and
a lot of times you see 5 men, 5 or 6 man crew. They got three officials watching what's going on in the secondary. And they can't see that.
Ellaby. Hands off to the running back. Not sure who it is yet. That's Tyson Williams up the middle.
It's a nice gain. He got 7.
Nice gain on first down or second down. Brings up a 3rd and 3.
Well, you're definitely in 2-down territory here.
Two receivers split out to the left, one to the right. Hands off to Jackson Hardwick, and he is stuffed. Loss on the play. Takes it back to the 45, so we're going to bring up 4th and 6.
Coach Alvarez talked about how much they stunned it and blitzed. I mean, they were coming from everywhere on that play.
4th and 6. Looks like we're going for it. Or at least lining up to go for it. Was trying to draw him off sides, and Coach Alvarez calls a timeout. So that didn't work. Trying to draw him. Gobblers go to the timeout, facing a 4th and 6. Did you know that the Cuero ISD Education Foundation has given out over $500,000 in scholarships to Cuero ISD students since starting in 2002? Helping our students succeed and pursue higher education is a passion of Cuero ISD Education Foundation. Seniors, learn more and apply at www.cueroedfoundation.org.
Well, you'd almost have to think, Clay, that this is a must. If you don't convert here, Wimberly probably at least chews up 2 minutes, if not more, before you get it back. Even if you keep them from scoring.
6 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the game. Cuero trailing 27-14. Offense comes out on the field facing a 4th and 6. Low snap. Ellaby throws downfield. Getting ridden by number 28 the whole way. No flag. Ball goes over on downs. Wow. I mean, there was contact there.
Yeah.
Now, whether it was catchable.
He didn't signal uncatchable. You know, they do their hand above their head. But no, there was clearly he was riding into him a good 10 yards, 12 yards while he was running, you know.
Exactly.
And the ball was in the air that whole time. It wasn't like he was doing it before the ball was in the air.
All right, so 1st and 10 for Wimberly from the Cuero 46-yard line. 6:25 left to go in the game. Handoff to Olmeda over the right-hand side. He cuts it back, goes up the middle of the field, gets a first down, moves the chains, keeps the clock running. Cuero with 1 timeout remaining.
$13 and a first down.
Quick pass out in the right flat to Watts. He's driven out of bounds. Clock will stop. Justice Belvin in on that defensive play there. 2nd and 7. Big hole ball, meet up the middle. He's in for the score. Touchdown, Wimberly.
That didn't take long again, man. Their drives in the second half have been 3-4 plays, every one of them. That consumed 33 plays, 36 seconds off the clock. Or sad the play they ran out of bounds. This makes no sense. You went for 2 last time, and this time you're going to kick it. Other than to let your kicker practice.
Looks like he needs a little
practice. Hey, their kicker must be hurt. Number 4's been their kicker, and that was
that
was Jackson Watts, number 6.
You're right, Ray.
So that may be why they went. There's the explanation why they went for 2 last time. Kicker's hurt.
Okay, so with 5:49 left to go in the game, Wimberly leads 33-14. Yeah, because their original kicker could boom it.
Yeah.
Watts will come out here and do the kickoff duties as well.
Okay.
Line drive right up the middle, fielded by Tyson Williams. He gets out past the 30. Still going out to about the 34-yard line.
That's from the 14 out. He almost a 20-yard return out of it. Well, by far, our best starting field position now. Out to the 34.
Ellaby takes a low snap, throws downfield, overthrows his intended receiver. Number 88, Davion Williams. And now we have a late flag on the play.
It's interesting to me, though, just observation. They're going to call the penalty on number 9. Their best receiver, probably the fastest guy on their team, Christian Marshall. And every time we're throwing deep, we're throwing against him. Now, he's been the cornerback. I guess you can say it's good defensive strategy on their part, but he's playing the side of the field. If we roll the quarterback to the right, he's the cornerback on that side of the field.
Yeah.
Matching up speed on speed. So I guess they called defensive. That's 15 yards. So they called pass interference. Sorry, I was talking and wasn't watching.
Ellaby takes the ball, rolls out to his right, throws it behind him. It goes out of bounds. What are they going to call here?
Yeah, it should be a lateral.
Flag on the play, intentional grounding.
I'm not sure you can have intentional grounding when you throw it backwards. How is that not a lateral?
I don't know.
Yeah, the ball hit in bounds. It didn't go out of bounds. I mean, if he was in the grasp, it's not throwing it away. They should mark it.
It should be a fumble.
It's to our advantage, but I don't understand this at all. I don't think there's any way that can be accurate or right. Because their coach is certainly not happy, and I wouldn't be happy if I was their coach either. So basically it counts as a sack and then a 5-yard penalty on top of the sack. So the ball went from the 49 all the way back.
They're declining it.
So they're calling it a lateral because it's still.
Okay, they did call it. Okay, so they did. So it's a lateral. So gosh, that goes against your running game. So we go from the 49.
He gave the signal and said they declined it.
Well, they declined the intentional grounding, but they marked. There's the play that I thought.
Breck Ellaby over the left-hand side. He stays on his feet after getting one leg knocked out from under him. Gets out there to about the 45-yard line. Nice run there by Ellaby.
That was second down and 30, and he picks up 16 yards, 17 yards.
Third and 13 with 4:44 left to go in the game. Barely gets it off for the play clock. Throws it downfield. Intended receiver, I think, was number 88, Davion Williams.
Well, this would be par for the course. If we go for it and don't make it, they'll get the ball again at our 45-yard line. They've started it to say within 2 yards, like every possession.
All right, here we go. 4th and 13. Keeps it himself over the right-hand side. Takes it up the middle. Gets into Texan territory, but short of the first down. Ball goes over.
Where are they going to put it? 47. Ah, a nice full moon hiding behind the clouds over there.
Hand off to Moses Ray over the right-hand side. Hand off to Moses Ray over the right-hand side. Gain of about 4.
Look at the board and both on the tackle for the Gobblers.
We've held him to 25 yards rushing on the night now after picking up 4 on that. We've done a good job with containing him. 17's been the better runner. Almedo?
Almedo, yeah.
That's motion, and they didn't call it.
Hand off to Ray again up the middle. And Coach Alvarez takes the final timeout. Let's go Gobblers. Cuero ISD Education Foundation is proud to be a gold sponsor this season and proud to support students both on the field and off the field. Would you like to support our students and teachers with a donation? Your support helps to fund scholarships for students and grants for our teachers. Learn more at www.cueroedfoundation.org.
3rd and 3.
All right, Wimberly comes straight to the line. 3 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the game. Up 33-14. Fake to the running back, throws out to the left flat. Caught but brought down by Lucas DeBoard. Right at the marker. Linesman says 4th down.
Is that 14? Is that number on that kid who caught it?
Yep, number 14.
His jersey's kind of wrinkled up and back.
4th and less than a yard. Wimberly offense stays on the field.
It's a good tackle by Lucas DeBoard on that play.
They're going to let this thing run down and call a timeout. Wimberly is.
We get this crew out of Houston, the officiating crew, a bunch. That the head referee's big tall fella. I mean, we've had them. They must like coming to Cuero. We've had them probably 2 or 3 times a year for the last several years in a row. I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's the same other guys. The same crew every time. But I know they come out of. Houston. They always eat at KN before the game, so that's where I recognize them from. But all right, I would venture to guess that we're going to see Moses Ray between the tackles here. That guy, that back is moving all the time.
Ray's second ever gets him the first down.
He comes in motion, and then he takes a step toward the line of scrimmage before the ball snapped every play.
You're right. So the Texans get the first down, 1st and 10 from the Cuero 39-yard line with 2 minutes and 15 seconds and counting.
What are they doing? They gonna call timeout again? They're gonna take a penalty. That's what they're gonna do.
Ray, in this last minute 47, you look at your stats and come up with an offensive player of the game that's going to be sponsored by Grace Memorial Grace Memorial Chapel.
Are we looking just to honor a Cuero player and a Cuero player, or is this
just offensive player? Just offensive player of the game. Sponsored by Grace Memorial Chapel. I don't mean to put any pressure on you or anything.
No. I'll say who I think the most valuable offensive player in the game has been. Some people may not agree with me, but
it's your decision. It's your decision. We have a new quarterback in the game.
He fumbled the ball.
Number 16, Cole Schrader, in at quarterback. Takes a loss on the play. Pushes it back to the 46-yard line. Texans take a knee as the clock goes under 1 minute.
Snap it one more time. Once it gets under 25, and that'll be it.
They do. And that is going to be the ball game, folks. Wimberly 33, Cuero 14. Ray, what do you got? What's your opinion?
I'm going to give it to Jackson Watts.
A Wimberly player?
Yeah, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 receptions.
Okay.
I'll do the yardage in my head real quick here. 23, 30, 34, 54, 72, 73. He had 9 receptions for 100 yards and a touchdown.
Okay. So there you go, folks. Ray Reese has picked an unorthodox pick there by picking and opposing receiver Jackson Watts. So that is your offensive player of the game, sponsored by Grace Memorial Chapel. Folks, we appreciate y'all listening. Tune in next week as the Cuero Gobblers travel to Yoakum to face the Yoakum Bulldogs. Ray, any last words?
I just comment. I know they didn't come out with a win again tonight, but I think you can see improvement from last week to this week.
Definitely,
we got to figure out a running game, whatever we're going to do to get it going. But the number Wimberly, we didn't say this before the game, but they're ranked number 4 in the state in Division 4 2A, Division 4A Division 2. Played in the state finals last year, and so for us to, it was 14-14, basically going into the fourth quarter. So, in any event, they'll come out next week and try to go over to Yoakum and get a win.
Folks, thanks for listening.
Good night, everybody.
See y'all next week.